going on out there? JT here in the studio. Hope you're all doing good out there today. We got a new first in the studio today. We got Dolores Ford. Pete, what happened, buddy? You've been dethroned. I think he had I don't even know how many shows in a row. He was number one guy in the studio. But hey, that's all right. A little bit of change there. Dolores, good to see you there. And sorry, Dolores texted me and said that just up the road from Studio 10-4 at the Feathers Casino up there, they were out of 10-4 magazine. How do you figure? Anyway, that's a good thing and a bad thing. It's good that they're out because that means people are grabbing them and doing what's meant to be done, and that's Read Our Magazine. And but bad that they're out. Nobody else gets one until the new edition comes out, which is today. So congratulations, we got a new edition of 10-4 magazine out, and here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Keith Bothwell and that 62 A model Kenworth, man. And you know what's cool about that? It is a 62. I can tell you 62 from my own personal experience was a great year. Not that I was really conscious much, but it was a good year. The good Lord brought me into this world in that year, and been here ever since. So congratulations though on that beautiful old K Dub. I haven't, of course, got my copy yet, but I'm imagining that when I get to read that story, it's going to be a good one. And Dan, you got a good point there, buddy. So, best way to get the magazine, Dolores, is subscribe. Now, you guys are on the road all the time, and that makes it tougher. But uh, you get it delivered to your house, and that way, when you get back home, you get a chance to pick it up and read it, and there you go. There you go. I will subscribe right after the. Okay, Dolores committed to the subscription. That's awesome. Hey, by the way, guys, let me know how the audio is today. I've got some new things going on here in the studio, and we're giving them a try. So let me know how it sounds out on your end, and if everything's good. If it needs more or less, anything out there that you're noticing, appreciate the feedback. Um, yeah, and that's the cover. Let's see what the oh, by the way, well, never mind on that. There we go. There it is. That's what I wanted right there. Center full truck porn. Look at that. Yeah, baby. Nice looking shot. And of course, by the way, Stephanie Haas, the Diesel Addict, featured uh, cover and centerfold contributor for February 2024. She's on a roll. So, and Miss Julia tuning in there. I like that. She's tuning in for the show today. Yeah, well, Miss Julia says the right thing. That is exactly got going the 49er hat going on there. So, congratulations again there, Keith, and nice job. I love the old truck. Nothing wrong with a classic, and especially that apparently it's running all the time. So, good for you. Keep her going and keep the shiny side up there, buddy. Nice job. So, anyway, howdy to everybody, by the way, that's in the studio today with me. Um, I don't know about you guys, but I know there are some happy football fans out there from this weekend. Me definitely being one of them, and some others that are regulars here on the show that are KC fans, Kansas City Chief fans. Congratulations to your guys too. It's going to be a classic. I think we're up for a good game. Daniels Castro Elenis. Daniels, I don't know, man, if I got that right or not. But hey, thanks for tuning in. Um, it is going to be. I don't know this Super Bowl. Take a minute and kind of go down this whole. This is going to be one for the ages. New stadium, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, if you told me 5 years ago, guess what? The Niners are going to be in the Super Bowl and they're going to be in Las Vegas. I would have said, yeah, right. No. On a lot of different accounts, because what, the stadium wasn't even there yet. and the fact that the Niners are there and in it is exciting from so many standpoints. Yeah, it's amazing. And I mean, I can't even imagine the buzz going on in that town right now that's going to be leading up to this thing. It's going to be like Daytona week. I bet you anything. I mean, Daytona week, and when I say Daytona week, if you guys don't know, you need to find out. It's a week-long celebration before the actual race even happens. So if you don't have a stamina, man, and can't keep up, you're gonna fade and you're not even gonna make the race. So but I know folks that go down to that and they bring the RV and they park it and it's all on for a week in Daytona, Florida, and it's party on, my friends, party on. Dan, yeah, sorry, buddy. You're so the biggest meme out on social media. Taylor Swift made it to the Super Bowl before Dak Prescott. You gotta love it. And the whole Taylor Swift thing. I mean, look, whatever. The NFL's they're in it for the money. They're going to capitalize on anything that gets dropped in their lap in front of them, and it's Taylor Swift right now. So does that mean it's going to take over the whole damn game? It's going to be part of it. That's a fact. That's going to be a part of the Super Bowl. That's just the way it is. So love it or not, you know, it is what it is. Hey, Super Bowl in Las Vegas. So ticket prices the highest they've ever been. I actually John Jakes calls me the other day, says, "Hey, I know somebody that's got tickets." Okay, John, all right. Yeah, thanks. What John says, "Yeah, hey, here's the deal." And it was funny because, he was trying to be helpful, and thanks, John, I appreciate that. Uh, the there's these fan experiences you can buy. And let me tell you, anybody out there that's got any thought about going to the game, if you have the cash and can go, um, this is the way to do it. And I'm telling you this from personal experience. I've done it. You buy one of these fan experience packages, and the fan experience package covers your food, your lodging, your ticket to the game, before and after parties. Uh, Depending on the package, it could also include some other events that may be going on in the area at that time of the week before Super Bowl. So the party in Vegas, it's already started in Vegas. In fact, it never ends. But the Super Bowl party in Las Vegas has already started, and it's going to kick into gear Saturday night. I mean, it is going to kick in. I went to the Carolina Panthers New England Patriots game, and that was in Houston, Texas, and I went there on a company deal with somebody who invited me, and it was a friend buddy of mine at the time, and he had won his tickets, and it was like, here you go, you get two tickets, take whoever you want, everything's paid for, airfare, the whole nine yards. So yeah, it's not like I was rich. I had an insight there. So these experiences though are cheaper than buying a single ticket in most cases. Single ticket prices are at 10 grand. Fan experiences start at about 5 to 8 thousand. Yeah, that's per person, by the way, and that does not include airfare. So, or if you're lucky enough and you can drive, you drive there, and that's how you get there. But uh, 10 grand, and that's just to get in the game for some folks. Now, if you really want to go crazy, I'm imagining somebody that wants to go to Vegas and spend the week there and do like we did. And we went to a Houston Rockets game, which was part of our fan experience. All kinds of parties. We went to the big party, which back then was the Playboy party, and we were allowed to go to that. and that's the party to go to. And back then, man, it was all the stars and the up and coming celebrities, up and coming players, college players that are old enough to get in because they're 21 and they can get into places like that were there, and it was unreal. The city was a buzz, and that was Houston, Texas. I'll never forget walking in to the game with Denny Green. And y'all who know football know Denny Green. He was coach for many years of many different teams, and Dennis Green, and he's no longer with us. But it was cool to see that regular guys like me were mixing it up with other guys like him, as well as many others, and our seats were down in the end zone. We had good seats, so it was incredible. And you guys are going to laugh, but y'all remember a little phone company called MCI? Well, that's who sponsored our deal. It was MCI. The guy I knew worked for them. He was the guy who was awarded this trip by the company because of his achievements through the year, and that was his award. So anyway, uh, I all I'm saying is if you guys have the means, and if it is something you got to do, you got to be at the Niner game, or you're a Chiefs fan, you got to be at the Chiefs game, and you've got the money to do this, and I know some of you do. So check out the fan experiences. Just do a Google search, and you'll find all the different ones that are out there and available. Um, there are many. So and be careful if you get involved in any of these, whether you're buying a ticket or you're going to go for the whole fan experience that includes everything. It's all inclusive. Oh, and the one that John Jakes was telling me about, I knew about too already, and that includes a Billy Idol concert before the game. Billy Idol. So come on down, drinks, open bar, food, and Billy Idol, and then go to the game same day. One of many that are out there. So definitely check it out. Now, back to reality. The rest of us who are probably going to be here, there, and everywhere watching the game, what are you guys going to be doing day of the game? What are we cooking? What are we serving up? There is some of the most amazing appetizers, foods, main dishes, barbecue, you name it, drinks, activities that you do that you put together at your house and host your friends come over and watch the game. So I was talking to Miss Julia about this before the show, and there's a new one. And if y'all don't follow Dano on social media, the Yum Yum Get You Some guy, check him out, because let me tell you, the guy he's working it to keep that brand going and make that brand go. And he's doing a good job. He's making it work. Trust me. He's in Costco now. He's everywhere. He made this one appetizer, and we're going to do it on Super Bowl weekend. You take a cupcake pan and phyllo, as I've been told, phyllo dough, and you put the phyllo dough into the cupcake, and then you put in some cheese, some pepperoni, some sauce, some more cheese and pepperoni. And if you want to, do whatever to make it a little bit of your own, add some green onions or some garlic or whatever. And then you fold the dough over the top of that thing, right? And you do that in every one of the cupcake things in the pan, and then put it in the oven and bake it. And it turns into this just crispy looking little tidbit of deliciousness, and I'm looking forward to giving that a try and seeing if we can replicate it as Dano did, as well as many other. Yeah, like pizza muffins, Dolores. Yeah, something like that, but crunchy, crispy, man. And a little bit of spice there too. So if you want to put a little bit of the Dano's chipotle sauce, anybody had that besides me that's in the show today knows what I'm talking about. You go to Costco, they've got the original, the chipotle, and I bet you they're going to get the other ones in there too, because there's just too many Dano's seasonings out there to not have more of them, if not all of them. So Looking forward to February 11th. That's the big day of the game, and seeing what happens. That's definitely a, go Niners rematch for the Super Bowl of what was it, 2, 3, 4 years ago when the Niners played Kansas City and we lost. So looking forward to opportunity there to get back and have some retribution there. You know, and listen, there's a lot of stuff going on that nobody's paying for. It's just there. And then what I mean by that is all the promotional stuff that's going on just from us, guys like me and you and everybody who watches the show that's going on out there right now. And it's being shared on social media, post after post after post, and all the different things that people are sharing. And in my window, it's all San Francisco stuff. And if I was a KC fan, I would imagine it would be all KC stuff. But you got to say one thing about the Bay, if not many other things. But let's give it a positive turn. Uh, the stars come out, man. They really do, and native stars to the area. Uh, it was exciting to see all the different big name celebrities that showed up. Of course, 49er royalty at the game and down on the field. You got Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and many others down there hanging out and having a good time. Shannon, go commercials. Yeah, commercials. So and the halftime show. The halftime show this year is Usher. Does that good for anybody? I mean, I like Usher, but I don't own a single Usher CD or digital rendering of any of his music, but I've got Amazon, so I own everybody's music. When it comes down to it, the truth be told, though, I don't have any Usher music in my collection. But that being said, he puts on an entertaining show. He's got some music I can jam to, but is it who I'd like to see? I'm okay, but am I a classic rock guy? Yeah. Would I like to see? And listen, when Prince played, man, one of the badass shows of all times for Super Bowl. Aerosmith back in the day. Aerosmith did the Super Bowl halftime show. So um, halftime, John Jakes, halftime is no nudity. So here's the funny thing about that, John. So the Super Bowl that I'm telling you guys about that I went to in Houston, that was that game. I was at that game when that happened. When Justin Timberlake pulled the piece of Janet Jackson's outfit off and exposed her left breast and what was on it. She had a nipple piercing that was about this big of a sun and smiling. And anyway, the funny thing about all that is people at the event, we didn't see it. The event, they had mobile stages moving around with Kid Rock, Janet Jackson, and I forget who else played at that one. But there was mobile stages and they were rolling around the field. And when Janet happened, I mean, there may have been a few handful of people that saw that happen in real time. The rest of us found out about it afterwards. It was a buzz, everybody was talking about it after the game and how this whole thing happened and what had happened. And then, of course, we got the real stories afterwards, big time, because it was a huge deal back then. Criminy, that's nothing compared to the crap that's on TV now, right? I mean, nobody would care. They're like, yeah, whatever, change, click, next show, next channel. Nobody cares. But then it was kind of a big deal. Yes. Oh man. Anyway, yeah, that's the game I was at, the Super Bowl that I went to, and and that Nipplegate that was the thing. So anyway, lot of fun coming up in the next couple of weeks. Things getting ready for the big game. You know, baseball's getting ready to ramp up, and basketball to you know, they're in the middle of their season. Hockey, everybody's in play right now, but baseball and Super Bowl is, of course, taking the main stage of everything sports related. Although NASCAR is coming back, and NASCAR has their crazy weird thing that they got going on down in Southern California at the stadium down there. They're whatever they call that thing. Dan, you know more better about it than I do, but and then of course Daytona is coming up. So NASCAR will be getting their just deserved, but that the NASCAR race that they do down there at the Coliseum, I'm just not. It's just not my thing. I'm into racing as a sport, not the weird thing, the bush clash. Is that what they call it, John? Uh, I'm not into it the way that thing down there goes. It's a you know what show. So that's just my take on it. Maybe everybody else or some of you dig it, and it's okay. I'm not going to be watching it, but I would watch Daytona, and that'll be good. So I'm looking forward to that. All right. Anyways, hey, 10-4 news. We got stuff that we're working on. Everything is pointing for us towards two things: mats, of course, and then Trucking for Kids. Trucking for Kids, of course, we want you guys to get signed up for that. That's going to be happening in April. And I know I've done this for you guys before, but we're gonna go ahead and do it again. And I want you guys to know that you can go to 10-4magazine.com and go to the TFK Truck Show little tab right there. And there it is. You guys get registered. There's all the information. 43rd annual Trucking for Kids Truck Drags Show and Shine. And that's going to be April 27th and 28th. And I mean, everything we do for this show, everything goes to Shriners. And of course, to cover costs. But Shriners are definitely the beneficiary of what we do and why we do it. And we love the Shriners and their kids, and we hope that everybody will help us to show that love and show up, be a sponsor. You know, any way you want to show your support, you can. We're not picky, man. $1, 100, 1,000, 10,000, whatever it might be that you can do. Instead of giving that money to go to the Super Bowl, give it to Shriners. Give it to us so we can give it to Shriners and make this a really exceptional show. I'm sure Dan's got some high set goals for this one, as we did last year and turned in some big numbers. I'm sure he's looking forward to doing that again. The buckets that we have out again this year, first 200 pre-registration guys. If you are pre-registered and you're one of the first 200, you're going to get the bonus bucket, right, Dan? Help me out. Bonus bucket. I hate to. I don't want to say bargain, but it's not bargain bucket. It's bonus bucket because it's everything in it's a bonus. So, and there's supposedly some cool things that are coming along that will be in some of the bonus buckets, but not all. So I can't divulge what that will be, but my understanding is there's some cool one-off prizes that may make their way into those bonus buckets. So get yourself pre-registered. Things are moving along. Like I said, the first 200, you're going to get a bonus bucket. Anybody after that, you're going to get in and get registered and come in and participate in the show, but you won't get a bonus bucket. So be one of the first 200 and get yours. Looking forward to the weekend down there, especially since I didn't make it last year. Can't wait to be back at the show and hanging out with everybody and checking out some truck drags because I want to be able to get down there and live stream those trucks again this year, like we did a couple years back, and share that with everybody in our audience. Mid America coming up quick, man. I'm telling you, I got to get myself in gear to get everything going that it takes to put Studio 10-4 live on the road. So we'll be looking for a little bit of help to do that, and looking for somebody maybe in Louisville if you're going to be there and you got thoughts of wanting to help out the crew, whether it be me or in the booth, but mainly me, to get around and do some live remotes that we do. Frank will be back this year to help out, but certainly could use another body out there to get it done. Hey, Dan, Carl may make an appearance again because I've been actually thinking about how I'm going to get that down to where it needs to go to you to get it to where it's got to go onto a truck to get it there. If you follow all that. And yeah, I was literally thinking about that today. So Carl the Cart, our Studio 10.4 live video cart that we had a couple of years that we introduced a couple of years ago. It's battery powered, motorized, and the only way that thing could get better is if I could put a seat on it and make it around that way. Hey, by the way, I may have a golf cart this year, so I don't know if that's for sure, but it could happen. So if that happens, then Carl will be staying in Oregon, and JT will be out in the golf cart. So we'll see what happens, but one way or another, we'll get it figured out. Big rig build off this year. Guys are on pace to get in there and get that done. It is going to be a big event with invited celebrity kind of builders and invited celebrity judges, and everything to make it special and fun. I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody else is as well. And of course, the show itself. Rumor has it that some of the manufacturers are going to be on display this year. I don't know who that is yet. Not any confirmation yet on any of the bigs like PACCAR, but we'll see what happens here as we get closer if they let that information out. I would think if they're coming and it's a done deal that we would be hearing about it by now. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And Aaron, thank you, buddy. Yeah, we're going to be there if I'm not mistaken. We'll be in Louisville probably on Tuesday, so we'll be there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and either leave on Sunday or Monday. I'm not sure yet. That's remains to be seen. But um, it's a long week. There's a lot going on, a lot of work involved in what we do, and I mean a lot of work. There's some special things that are going to be going on this year for 10-4 magazine at the show, directly at the show. I can't wait to announce what that is right now. It's under wraps and we can't, but there's some big stuff going on for us this year, and it's exciting to have it all come together. And we're not waiting like others, like the manufacturers, to announce it. I'm just telling you, it's going to happen. I just can't tell you what it is yet, but it's for sure, and excited to be a part of it. Studio 10-4 Live certainly will be, and oops, don't want to interrupt the show there. I should have muted my phone, but anyway, we'll get that worked out after the show. Um, Things that are going on there. Races are back. I forget who the sponsor is, but they got a big sponsor for the races again this year during Mid America. Looking forward to seeing how that. And I think what I'm talking about is polls. So they'll have the polls down in the arena again, and we will be in the north wing as always. Come on by and see us. We, because of the way they reorganized and reshuffled the way they lay the show out, and what I mean by that is they moved the show trucks, the PKY Championship. They moved that from where it's been for the last however many years in that parking lot out to the front. And so when you come in that front door, that's the main entrance, and that's where the show's going to be at. But the other entrance that can be kind of considered a front door now, because there's going to be so much more parking there, is going to be the door that comes in our area, and you will come in and turn left, and there we are, which a lot of people have done over the years anyway. But it's going to be kind of cool to see how that changes the dynamic of things in Louisville this year with having the show reorganized as far as how that lays out with the PKY championship. So yeah, Aaron, you know what? Better spot the way it should have been for a long time, probably by now. But hey, they finally got it done, and it's going to happen. So it'll be this year, 2024, the first year where they move those trucks over to where they're going to be at. So, like I said, we're in the middle of it. We're ramping up. It's getting to Matt's. It's getting to Trucking for Kids in April, and then Points Beyond. By the way, in this month's edition, we have the truck show calendar. The website hasn't been updated yet, and as soon as the website gets updated, I'm going to guess Dan will have the event calendar in there in short order. So start looking for that for the 2024 truck show calendar, and it'll be in print because I did see that on the copy of the magazine. So we go back and look at that real quick and make sure I'm not lying. I'm lying, I'm dying. There it is. Our calendar, there it is right there. That's what I want to see. Perfect. Our calendar of the truck shows and events for 2024. And that is in the February 2024 edition of 10-4 magazine. So good stuff. There's some folks out there, and Dan says it'll be updated by end of day tomorrow. Excellent, excellent. So, just want to take a minute and say, because there's a few of us out there that have had some challenging times recently, some more than others. I will mention one by name, Bob Spooner, right? I wish him a speedy recovery. And when I saw the accident that he was involved in, and that he was able to maybe not literally walk away, but he did. Um, God dang, man. I don't know if anybody else saw the picture of that truck, but I hope he does well in recovering from his injuries, and he gets himself back into that beautiful old needle nose Peterbilt of his, and on down the road. But man, um, he's hanging in there. Far as I know, he's recovering and getting better. So yeah, John, thank you for yeah, it was bad. It really was. Some others too that just in my personal life, in your personal lives, in our lives together as 10-4ians, and the family that we all kind of are a part of. There's a few of us out there going through challenges. We certainly keep you in our thoughts and prayers, and hope that you are on the mend in any way that you need to be, whether physically, spiritually, financially, mentally, or otherwise. Um, as crazy of a country as we are in right now, and the state that it's in, there's work out there. There's money out there, and the opportunities are there. You just have to sometimes look a little harder, or maybe work a little harder, but it's doable. Um, Vote right in 24 and get us back on track. Help be the ones to do that, please. We need to get this straightened out. And with this stuff going on in the Gulf right now, it certainly is on my thoughts a lot to see where we're at, and hopefully where we're going to go in a better place here, because it needs to be resolved. There's some resolving that needs to be done in our world, and I'm hoping we can get it done this year, and with a quickness here, man, because we don't have time to mess around. So um, I would say also too, just in along that line, some of the biggest disappointments in our country right now is one of the young people not entering into the services, the armed services. Listen, it's not a get rich thing; it's a get educated thing and serve your country. And if you have any indecisions about what you want to do with your life, man, go talk to the recruiters. Talk to a veteran. Talk to somebody who's been there and done that. And there's no guarantee that I'm going to give you advice that says it's going to make you sign up. It might make you go the other way. I don't know, but it certainly couldn't hurt. And I think that we need that right now, and that is really important. Dan, yeah, I just saw what Dan wrote. We know someone who was at the base that got hit by the drone the other day. Thankfully, he's okay. Yeah, well, unfortunately, there was three that weren't, and that's you know, and these people are just calling for more of the same out there. The it's just insane, and we need to get our country back on track. The train is off the track. The train needs to get back on the track. So, thanks for letting me vent and voice that. I don't want to go down a political rant. I want to say, we're the ones that can lead by example to hopefully bring younger people along and get them in a position to make America great again. Yeah, that's it. Aaron, thank you, buddy, and thank you to your son for your service. We had Dennis Mitchell on the show last week, and Dennis, hoorah, Dennis, Marines, and Dennis served our country as well as many others that are part of the 10-4 family, and we thank you all for that, and with much respect, appreciate what you did and the time you gave of your life, your families, and your time on this earth. And for those that have given the ultimate sacrifice, God bless you and your families. Uh, yeah, Dolores, the younger generation just lacks brains. It seems like. Well, yeah, you can kind of bring it into its simplest of terms, and that's. But you know what? I mean, listen, who's that on? I mean, is it their fault? Were they born dumb? Were they born not patriotic? Were they born any which way they were born? Listen, I my belief is that we're all uh, products of our environment. We are. We still have the ability to make the choices that we do within that, but certainly those choices are then based on what surrounds us and what we have as opportunities and choices to make. So, uh, you know, look, parents, if you don't raise your kids right, there's lesser of a chance that they will succeed in anything they do. Is it ultimately on the parents? No, you can't choose for your children. You just try to guide them. We get them to the door, and then they walk through it. And once they walk through the door, all we can do is hope and pray that when they go out and do what they do in the world, they'll come back in one piece, and they'll be able to continue on and become good adults, good humans, and do good things in their world, so that they can be the next ones to raise the next good generation of us humans, and do something decent with the world. But that's all we can do, is just hopefully get that point across to our kids and give them good tools, good knowledge, good structure, and try to help them to make good decisions. But yeah, I would like to think that there's going to be a shift soon in what's been going on, and that it is a positive shift that helps get this country back on track. So remember, guys, vote in 24. Vote, vote, vote. And pre-register, pre-register, pre-register for Trucking for Kids. All right. Listen, everybody, thanks for tuning in today. Appreciate you guys coming along for the little ride we had today. Looking for our next guest. We will have somebody next week. We'll figure out who that's going to be here in the next few days. But I appreciate you guys as always tuning in and being a part of the show. Hope the audio was good. I didn't hear anything about that, so I guess that means it worked and it was all right. It didn't hurt anybody's ears. So missed some of our regulars that were not here today, and you know what? Everybody's got things to do, and I get that. So I'll look forward to seeing them next time on the show. Thanks to everybody that did tune in. Appreciate you guys 100%. Anytime you ever want to, and you can't make the show, and you want to see it, just watch the playback. The show's on YouTube and our Facebook channel. Uh, every week, every show, always, forever. Those are on posted and available. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate it. Audio good. You guys can watch the playback, get any of the information you want, like show we had last week with Dennis. Dennis was awesome. Dennis Mitchell, and like I said, he longtime contributor of 10-4 magazine, wealth of knowledge and great advice. Owner operator, mechanical guy, does his own stuff, fixes his own truck. A lot of good advice from Dennis last week. So we're going to get some more folks like that, as well as many others, and try to keep that rolling. So, Dolores, hope to see you guys somewhere along the road as we travel, and you find yourself a magazine somewhere. And if you're only, you know what, if you haven't gotten a magazine yet for January, you're really behind. But yeah, get that subscription in, and then you'll have a copy of 10-4 magazine. As soon as it comes off the press, it'll get put into a clear plastic uh, jacket and sent on down the line to you, nice and perfect as the day it came off the press. So, and those are affordable subscriptions, guys. We're only talking like $60 a year just to basically pay the freight on getting them to you. So, thanks everybody. Studio 10-4 Live. JT here saying we'll see you next week. Keep the shiny side up, and we will be out there and back next week. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.